DJ Jim Delapine here. I finally see what is going on with your image here, with your character. All right, and I'm going to give you. I want this to be a success. This is at the very end, but I finally see what you did. Anyway, let's take a look at this. Here's what's going on. All right, so what you're going to do, you're going to need to redo this. Okay, I want you to go back in, and I'm going to give you back lots of points, but I want this to be a success for you. So, for example. Let's look at this layer here. Okay, so this is legs. All right, so if I control click on the layer mask, okay, control click. So if you're in the Mac, it's command. So I control clicked on the layer mask. That puts a selection around that masking that you did on that layer mask. The reason you can't see it is because you moved something in position after you masked it out. All right, so you change things. So in other words, these are not linked together. See this little chain here? So that's why when you move something, the mask didn't stay in place. So what you're going to do is make sure you're not in any selection tool. Make sure you're in any selection tool and move this selection on top of the image. All right, you may have to zoom in for accuracy, make sure it's accurate, and just position that selection so it's over the chair image, okay? All right, so now what you're going to do is this. With the layer mask active, you're going to fill this with white, okay? So that means you can swap your foreground and background layer or hit Control Delete. Control Delete fills with the background, Alt Delete fills with the foreground. So now you can see through the image to through the mask rather to the image below. Okay, if I right clicked on here and disabled the layer mask, that's the actual image. Okay, so that is the answer. Now you also have to do this. You also need to now inverse the selection. So Shift F7 and fill that with black, because you can see here there's now two here. Okay, so we go here and go to the panel options and make these larger so you can see this better. All right, so you can see that there's two here. So you now have to fill everything outside here with black. So Alt Delete fills it with black. So now that changes. All right, next. Okay, so let's go to the next layer. All right, that's this here. All right, Control or Command click on the layer mask. That puts a selection around that image. All right, you're going to need to right click and disable the layer mask so you can see the photo. Okay, now as long as you're in any selection tool, you can move only the selection. So you're moving that selection only. I would zoom in and you can line it up. You can fine tune it by using your arrow keys. All right, I'm just going to increment it over and down. Once it's exactly on there, all right, right click again on the layer mask and enable it, and now fill that with white. So that would be, you could swap this, go Alt Delete, and then inverse the selection, Shift F7, and then fill that with black. So make black the foreground color, Alt Delete. All right, so you can see here, it fixed that. All right, so you're going to go through it step by step and bring all of your images into where they ought to be. Okay, so that is what you need to do. All right, and I'm going to go through it one more time. Okay, so let's see here. Let me disable the layer mask here. All right, so you have a lampshade there. Okay, so you're going to, here's the steps. You disable the layer mask so you can see the image. Okay, you control click on the layer mask to put a selection around that what you carefully masked out before, but then move the images. Okay, you're now going to just move the selection. Take the selection, move it right over the lampshade for here, for example here. Make sure it's perfectly in position. You can zoom in to see. All right, you did a really good job cutting these out, by the way. So, all right, so now you're going to let's see. I wonder if this would work if okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't. You can still keep it. You can still keep it disabled, right? And still fill that with white. You can see it here. All right. Now you go to. So I hit with with white as my foreground color. I hit Alt Delete. Okay. I'm now going to inverse the selection. Shift F7. All right. And now make black my foreground color and hit Alt Delete. All right. So now it fills in that one, that area there. I will enable the layer mask and you are good to go. All right, so keep doing those steps, and I would resubmit the final submission as this, and I'm going to give you back lots of points, and you'll take it from there. All right, take care.